Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to Quarantine Talk. It's really bright out tonight, but that's just how the Swedish summertime goes. Uh, it's nighttime, but it's really bright. Uh, so today I thought I would answer a frequently asked question about Bing. People asking me, why do you use Bing for search in your desktop browser? Not the one I'm making, but in the one I'm using on my host machine. So there are a couple of reasons for that. And the first one is that I use a couple of different browsers and I have them all set up to use different search engines. And I do it that way because I'm trying to see a bit more of the internet. Now, I feel like we're definitely in a weird time right now where everything just gets tailored and filtered for my personal browsing habits and my personal interests and so on. And I want to have a view, at least one view outside of that, right? So that's why I try to maintain different browsers and different setups because I want to know what's going on outside of my own filter bubble. And I I'm probably curating, a set of filter bubbles, but even so, I feel like the overlap between the different bubbles, there's still stuff that doesn't overlap between the different bubbles, so I get to see a bit more. And um, I I also feel like Bing is a little bit of an underdog, right? And I mean, yeah, it's a huge company um, trying to go up against another gigantic company, and I just feel like Bing is very clearly the underdog in the scenario, and I just want to see how they do. I want them to do better because I think that it's really good when somebody challenges any kind of monopoly or near monopoly, right? So I like that. Um, and there's something memey about it as well. It's like instead of saying Google it, you can say Bing it, or you can say Google it on Bing, or whatever. I don't know. It's there's some amusement in it for me, but there's also this aspect of wanting to see more of the internet because um, when I grew up and first got access to the internet, the search engines at the time were Alta Vista and Excite and Webcrawler and Lycos and then Yahoo. But back then, Yahoo it didn't have search as I recall. It had like different categories, and then you could click into different categories, and they were these directories of websites and stuff. Um, but it was a different time, and I just so vividly remember that feeling of, well, if you didn't find it on the one search engine, that's okay. Just go to the other ones and see what they have. And they had like quite different sets of things. So um, it was very much a reasonable strategy to go and look in different engines if you were looking for something. And I feel like today we've gotten ourselves into this pattern of like you Google it, and if you don't find it, you just give up. And I don't want to participate in that pattern, I guess. So I try to keep my options open, if that makes sense. Um, Now I frequently get frustrated by Bing because it very rarely knows what I mean or what I'm looking for to the extent that Google does. Like they clearly do a very good job at that. Like I would expect them to. It's their, or at least used to be their core business after all. I have no idea what their core business is anymore. But I still give Bing a chance over and over because I want them to get better. I want them to succeed, and I think I can contribute my tiny little part towards them getting better by by using the site and giving them some input and stuff that they can improve based on. So I think that's nice, and um, I guess that's that. That's why I use Bing. That's why you see me using Bing. And if you saw me using my other browsers, you would see me using Google and DuckDuckGo. Um, Although I guess the DuckDuckGo is actually just a Bing front end at the moment, but um, I need to expand and use some more search engines, I think. If you know any good search engines, please let me know. I would be very happy to use them. Um, and I was talking to an old friend of mine yesterday from the Safari team at Apple, and we were talking about, kind of joking about how um, I could set up some kind of search box in the Serenity browser and get a search engine company to sponsor the browser development, because that tends to be how browser development is funded to a large extent. Like the amount of money that I think the amount of money that Google pays Apple to be the default search engine, I've been told, is far more than it costs to run the entire Safari department at Apple. So, in a sense, they're effectively funding the development of the Safari browser by paying for the search box thing. And uh, maybe I should reach out to search engines and see if we can make a deal. But it would be kind of sad to limit things to only see like one slice of the web, right? So it would have to offer all kinds of engines as options. But we're still not really at the point where we can render search result pages of any major engine that well so far. So it's not really where we are right now, but we're making progress. I got some good stuff done on the Acid 2 test today, and things are moving forward. And um, I guess that's what I wanted to say today. So that's why I use Bing, and I recommend you try it too. You'll probably not like it at first, but if more people try it out and use it, then it'll get better. At least I hope it will. And if we all pitch in a little bit, then maybe we'll end up having more search engines to choose from someday. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, that's that for today. So thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Bye.